Welcome back. Today we're going to dive into one of the biggest legal battles I have ever faced. On September the 22nd, 2025, I got sued by Christopher Delgado and GOLIATH Ventures Inc. all the way from Florida, while I'm here in New Zealand, otherwise known as the land of the white cloud or Aotearoa. They claim I've caused millions of dollars of damage. But what they are really trying to do is to shut me up. My mum said I always talk too much. Shut me up for exposing what I believe is a massive Ponzi scheme. This battle is truly Danny versus Goliath. I should have had my name, was it David versus Goliath? It's a Danny versus Goliath moment. Now imagine this, a New Zealand journalist going head to head with a US company accusing of scamming investors from all around the world. And they decide the best way to defend themselves is to sue the guy who's told the truth. In this video, we're going to walk you through the lawsuit, the players involved, and the bigger picture. While this case isn't just about me, but about free speech, journalism, and holding fraudsters accountable. So grab a coffee, seriously, go to my website, grab me a coffee. Sit back and let's unpack how GOLIATH Ventures Inc. thinks they can silence the truth and why they're about to find out that you can't bully the truth into submission. Now, I'm talking quite quietly because other people are actually asleep in the house, and I sometimes keep them up because I get a wee bit charismatic. Now, I want to do this one tonight because it's 12 minutes past 11 at night, and I've got to work for a living tomorrow. So I thought I would screen this one out and give you an update to a lot of my subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so because shit's about to get real. The gloves are off. Subscribe. If you hit the bell, you'll get notified when new videos come out. And I always like to make sure that you have your windows or your window screen nice and clean. So that's Sadie, my cleaning lady. She does a nice job. Thank you, Sadie. Now, it's not rocket science, but you go to my website and I've actually added a link called GOLIATH Ventures. And on GOLIATH Ventures, if you're a reporter and you're looking for the story, we keep this up to date. We've currently got about 12 blogs and we've got 12 videos that have basically unfolded this Ponzi scheme from day one. This one is obviously about the lawsuit. So I've got 124-page lawsuit dropped off, and I've been summoned to appear in an American court. So I use ChatGPT to create my images. So this is actually representing Christopher, and that's his sexy lawyer, and the judge, and obviously me. I'm a bit pissed off that you can't have free speech. Well, you're not allowed to, apparently. But anyway, and also if you're in the chat room, which there won't be anyone there because I didn't really tell anyone, you can actually participate in the poll. But let me read this to you and let me give you an update on what is actually happening. And then you can see why they want to silence me for telling the truth. So I'll put that right. So as you know, I just got sued for telling the truth. And I'm going to read this because I'm dyslexic. Let's have a listen.
On September 22nd, 2025, a lawsuit was filed against me, filed 7,000 miles away in Orange County, Florida, case number 232,102,871.
So you can go and look that up if you like. There's your number. We'll just use my name and you'll find the court case. But I've actually put the documents that I've been served and also the court case in this blog.
The plaintiff, GOLIATH Ventures, a financial fraud using FBI Director Kash Patel, Eric Trump, and others for cover from prosecution.
Yeah, I think they're hoping that if it all goes pear-shaped, they'll be able to fall back on these people and maybe get a pardon. Is that your strategy?
Their claims are bold. I caused millions of dollars in damages. I published lies about their CEO, Chris Delgado. I ran a smear campaign for clicks, funded by their competitors, deliberately misrepresenting their business model.
Unreal. And even they wouldn't really know their business model. Their claims are outrageous. I mean, a smear campaign for clicks. I would love to see the proof of that. How I've actually made money from doing this. This could potentially be a $350,000 lawsuit. Why would I do that for clicks on YouTube? I mean, this is crazy. Anyway, let's carry on because it gets better. I'll just read these paragraphs.
Here's what they didn't mention in their complaint. After months of investigating Goliath Ventures, I uncovered what I believe is a large-scale Ponzi scheme, one that's breaking multiple US laws, lying to investors, and illegally raising funds while running a large money transmission business with no license. I published my findings. I warned potential victims. I received death threats.
Yeah, I have. Now, think about what that just said. These are running illegal. They're doing everything illegal. The large scale, I can't even repeat what I just read, running a large money transmission business with no license. These guys are not licensed. How the heck are they going to win or even participate or take me up on a court case when they don't even have a license to actually run their business? And not only that, as they shut the company down on the 3rd of December, they shut down Goliath Ventures Inc. So if you are one of the lovely investors, you will have to realize that on the 3rd of September, they closed the company down. So that means that you should have been able to re-sign up on a new contract because they reopened the company in Wyoming. That is illegal. It's just amazing that these guys. Now I remember this isn't my first rodeo. I have been, somebody did try to sue me in the New Zealand High Court for $3.85 million. And I remember still trying to eyeball the person that was Ben, his name was, trying to eyeball him in the courtroom when he was trying to file a discontinuance because his customer realized being in court wouldn't be a good idea. But this guy here, well, Oliver, does look similar, looks very young as well. But anyway, let me tell you about him.
It was filed by Oliver Berman of Pearlman, Bajandis, Yeverley, and Albright. I believe Oliver Berman knows exactly what Goliath Ventures is, a large-scale Ponzi scheme, and is helping them anyway. This isn't about defamation. It's about silencing a journalist and providing cover for Goliath Ventures to raise more money from unsuspecting investors.
And exactly right. G'day, KB Coda. Nice to see you here. That doesn't sound good. Don't they have to sue you in New Zealand? Yes. This is all about Gagrit. This is all about silencing journalism and intimidation. I mean, the documents that I've had better. But this guy, does he not, like last time they tried to sue me, I did a 4-hour, 47-minute, 19-second long video. And I sent it to the lawyers and I said, look at what your boy that you're representing has done over the last 10 years. This last guy that sued me, he went and raised $29,000 on a Kickstarter campaign to go hunting for live dinosaurs and dog-sized spiders. And when he got there, he lost his gear. And what else? He didn't have his paperwork in order to go hunting for live dinosaurs. And this guy was telling people that if they played a Space Invader game, they would get paid in real gold if they won. No one ever got paid. He claimed that, but, these are the claims. So, has Oliver researched the company? If he had researched the company, would he have taken on the case? Or does he not know what he's doing? He must do. That's what I believe. So let's have a listen to this.
But here's where it gets really interesting. FBI Director Kash Patel is shaking hands with Chris Delgado. Eric Trump is meeting with him. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is meeting with him.
So what's that all about? In my previous blogs, we've got photos of Christopher shaking hands with Kash Patel. We're not saying that Kash Patel's involved, but they're trying to smooth with all these people. Like, I can run a Ponzi scheme. As long as I'm shaking hands with people of influence, I'll be good to go. Why is there 6 different government agencies coming after Goliath Ventures? 6 different government agencies are going after Goliath Ventures. And their answer to all this is try to sue a New Zealander who doesn't have any money to defend himself, by the way. And also, yes, it's meant to be in New Zealand that they sued me, like the last guy. So this company is just trying to threaten me and silence me, but it doesn't do that. It makes me just want to speak out even louder. This is going to be the most public lawsuit ever if I have my way.
Prominent Florida families are backing Delgado, and I believe he's helping them embezzle money. Now do you understand why they're so desperate to shut me up?
Yeah. So everyone's trying to silence the truth because a lot of people are involved and they want this to go away. I got some good news and some bad news. Oh, I think I left a paragraph out of alignment. Please carry on.
Things for Goliath investors to ponder. If Goliath was legit, why would Chris Delgado have a relationship with Verlin Santiago, a convicted fraudster and Ponzi schemer, who founded the scam My Liquidity Partner? That goes back all the way to 2021. Why would Goliath Ventures be so identical to My Liquidity Partner?
Right, so My Liquidity Partner is basically identical to Goliath Ventures. Their domain names were registered 20 days apart, and we've got photos of all parties together, and that was in our previous blog, so we won't go down that rabbit hole again. Also, Verlin is a convicted fraudster. He was sentenced for 2 years in prison and somehow managed to get his passport, and now he's living in Dubai. I'm pretty sure I've got the right name right for that one. Sometimes I forget, but let's have a carry on. So you can't get any better than this. Let's carry on.
If Goliath was legit, why would its chief operating officer, Nick Petrillo, be named in a criminal indictment by the Dodge in 2018 as part of another multi-million-dollar fraud? Both these prove that Goliath is a firm run by career scammers and criminals.
Yeah, so their whole company structure seems to, it is all criminals. And we've done that in previous blogs. We've gone and shown you what Nick has done. And I just dropped a brand new video, which I can't help myself. I'll have to show you this. I just dropped this before I went live. I pre-recorded it live today. And then I've just uploaded it now. But if you go to my videos, we should... Yeah, there it is there. It's quite a laugh, actually, but it will be a bit blurry, but you'll get the idea. So you've got Nick having an argument with Christopher because we're telling him he should become a whistleblower and save his bacon. Forget about Chris. So we've done a whole video about that, which is pretty cool. So if you haven't, after this one, I'd recommend checking out that one. Right, so let's have a look. So where are we up to? We're up to 2, we're up to number 3. Number 3 reason.
If Goliath was legit, why would employees such as Stephanie Hernandez and Casey Holliday make the company remove their information from the Our Team page?
Yeah, so if you go to the Our Team page, you can see that they've had Stephanie's name removed. And this is really funny because I gave them a hard time about this website's built on WordPress, and each of these people that you see here, when you can't click through to their LinkedIn profile. So they've spent millions, they have spent 6 figures on alcohol in one night. And I actually thought I actually got those because a reporter was asking me for photos of the alcohol, and I've actually found it. So I wonder if I've still got them here. I have, actually. So you can have a look. So this is some of the photos. I'll just make sure I'm getting the right photos. Oh, these are some of the ex-girlfriends. These are, we said to somebody that they, what did we say to somebody that he's had 8 girlfriends? And they said, really? And I said, how do you know that? I said, well, we've got all their social medias, which is a laugh. So we've got those. Are they, oh yeah. And then I think we've got, yeah, so this is all the bottles of alcohol. These, I presume, I've never bought these, but I presume they're not cheap, right? And then there's also this one here. Now look at this. This is oh, I didn't see that. Wonder what you can see what's in their phone. This is the alcohol that they'll spend. You know, what have we got, a dollar note here? You know, and look at the girls that are dressed up like this. What is it? Some sort of, I don't even know. And this has got Lord Diego on it. I mean, really? Look at those photos. Look at that, the alcohol. It's just like, you know, this is what you do when you're running a multi-million-dollar company. It's just unreal. Alrighty, so they've had their names removed. What else have we got so far?
If Goliath was legit, why would it be selling unregistered securities and raising funds from unaccredited investors illegally?
Yeah, unregistered securities. I don't know what part of that doesn't just make people like, would you try suing somebody publicly when you know that you're not registered to handle money? You know, every time they have that champagne, because I'm just reading some of the messages in the chat room, yeah, they come out with these sparklers on it. Does it double the price? I mean, I'd hate to think how much that wine. Does anyone know how much that wine is? Because that would be like, what do? Do you right click on that? Let's go right click and go Google image search and see if we can find. Oh no, look at that! We found the lingerie instead of the alcohol. Perhaps we put it down here like that rather than seeing ladies in bikinis while I'm going live might not be too good. All right, so what is this? Let's have a look. So what do you do? Oh, it's tequila. Oh, only $100 a bottle. I assume that's interesting. Wonder what that other stuff is worth then. Let's have a look at that. Gold color. I'm not sure. 20 empty bottles of Ace Space empty. Let's see if we can have a look at one. I have no idea what it is. Ace Space. I'll go for these ones here because I presume. Oh no, that's not helping us. I'm not sponsored by Amazon. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the rest of your Boxing Day. I suppose it doesn't really. But is this stuff? I don't know. What's he saying about it? Oh, nothing I can understand. But yeah, so apparently, that was freaky. Yeah, but anyway, what I'm getting at is, yeah, I'd love to know what that is actually. Is this fancy Nancy bottles of something or other? Been lovely to know what it's worth. You know. Anyway, so there you go. So let's carry on. Let's see what else. We'll go to that last paragraph.
If Goliath was legit, why wouldn't they reveal the insurer's information? That's not standard practice to keep an insurer's identity secret. Surprise, there's no insurance covering your investment. Those who don't pull their money will lose everything soon.
Yeah, so you will. If you don't pull your money, and just pull your money that you invested, not your what you believe is owed to you for the investment, because that will be clawed back to you and you'll become accessories to fraud, I presume. So wake up, your greed is blinding you. Do you really think you can get 60%? So you put in $100,000 and within 12 months, you're going to get $60,000 return. And if you keep that money in, they'll go bankrupt the following year because it mathematically won't sustain itself. So your greed may be blinding your good judgment. Right, so let's get back to the lawsuit. So what I've done is you can read the 124-page lawsuit. It's not very exciting because it's just basically a printout of my websites. I put the summons on here and also the plaintiff initial disclosures. So you can have a read of those, because I did that because they are filled of typos. Now, I'm dyslexic and I'm not going to criticize anyone who doesn't get it right, but I assume these lawyers must have people who know how to fix typos, which made me wonder if Oliver, is it Bryman, is mentally deficient or maybe just dyslexic. Maybe he suffers with the same stuff as I do. I hope he is dyslexic, because dyslexic people do things differently. We reinvent the wheel. So after months of investigating and publishing my findings about Goliath Ventures' Ponzi scheme, warning potential victims and receiving death threats, yes, even now, I've even been sued. I've been sued in America, so I'm going to be sued in America even though I live in New Zealand. That is so stupid. I mean, imagine some Nigerian scamming some American company decides they're going to sue a Nigerian or an Indian or somebody else, and they're going to sue them from America to their country. I mean, this is what's happening. So this is how stupid is that? Now, what do? Do I go over to America and go to another country and hire a team of lawyers to fight my battles? Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to do, because I've got some great ideas up my sleeve, and it's going to be good. And as I said, it's going to be very public. And also, I've been invited over there for some parties. Woo! Hope we get some sparkles in our bottles. Okay.
What strikes me most about this Goliath Ventures lawsuit isn't just that they are suing me. It's how the lawsuit reads. Pages of promotional fluff about their blockchain-focused investment company, their fidelity bond coverage that supposedly protects investors from all risks, and their commitment to trust and accountability. It reads less like a legal filing and more like an advertisement.
We have heard from numerous people that they are telling people that I'm just noise, and they're using the lawsuit as a trophy to tell people that this is how they handle people who are jealous and all that sort of carry on. It is like an advertisement. It is amazing. They don't realize where we have ears, and shit's going to get really interesting for them. But they think this is a good thing. They think this is the way that you handle someone who asks those pointed questions, who has never received any answers.
We'll be right back.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Don't go to sleep on me. That's an elephant. I don't know why, but I like elephants. I think it's because my mum said no one's talking about the elephant in the room. I hope you're enjoying the podcast, and you don't want to or even think about changing the record. I've got some really cool sound effects, and I just had to find a place to use them. I can do explosions. I've even got a gunshot and a boom. Isn't that quite cool? Anyway, I just wanted to wake you up. Wake up, and we'll get into it. And by the way, just grab a drink. I'm going to grab a glass of champagne. Let's carry on. That's good. All right. Grab a coffee if you like one as well.
And that's what troubles me. I've heard from sources that Goliath Ventures is showing this lawsuit to investors, using it as a marketing tool. See, we so legitimate we suing Danny de Hek.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. It makes me want to edit that right now. I can see a mistake. I might just actually do a sneaky edit while we're listening to the next one. I'll just get that right. Somebody told me once, and I say it quite often of all those people who listen to me, that if you can do a job within if you can do a job within 2 minutes, you should do it straight away. But there's a formatting error in there that I just don't like. Let's see if we can find it and fix it. Finding. Where is it? Committed. There it is. Tool. There it is. And now we'll go speech. And now I'll go like. And look, there'll be a world of difference when I finish. You watch. So imagine that there. You see that line there? Well, if I go like this now, because it's a quote, see? Now it adds this lovely wee orange line which goes with my t-shirt. Right, paragraph 13. We're talking about the lawsuit that you can see on here. This is how it reads.
Paragraph 13 describes Goliath as operating at the leading edge of the decentralized finance and cryptocurrency industries, with strategic initiatives in liquidity pool provisioning and Bitcoin mining that empowers both institutional and individual investors to participate in next-generation financial infrastructure.
Right, so put your hand up if you've ever seen Goliath Ventures Inc. mining farms. Okay. Anyone? Oh, wait a minute. No one's got their hand up? Has anyone seen any videos of the mining farms? Anyone? Put your hand up. Anyone seen a video? No? Have you seen any blueprints or white papers or smart contracts for the liquidity pools that they claim to make the most amazing amount of money? Now that crypto's died lately, Warren Buffett's saying you can see who's swimming naked when the tide goes out. How will Goliath Ventures survive now? Oh, it's got to be no different because they aren't doing any crypto trading. They aren't doing any mining. They do nothing on the blockchain. They do nothing. So nothing's really going to happen. It might be a good investment now. What they're doing is they're shuffling money around. They're paying old investors with new investors' money. And then the new investors are going, oh, this is great. We're making all this money from Goliath Ventures. And then the new investors come along and go, well, if he's doing it, I'll do it. I won't do the due diligence because it's too complicated to understand what the blockchain is all about and all that pop stuff. But Chris seems like he knows what he's doing. Glug, 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 glug. It is ridiculous. Paragraph 14, it gets better.
Paragraph 14 touts their fidelity bond coverage is not easily achieved and emphasizes qualities often lacking in the more speculative corners of the crypto industry.
Right. Oh, that's what is fidelity bond coverage? Oh, it's just over my head. I don't know what it's all about, but here's the last couple of paragraphs from that section.
This lawsuit is less about defamation and more about reassuring existing investors who are alarmed and withdrawing funds. It's also designed to counter my reporting for new investors concerned by the legitimate facts I've uncovered about Goliath Ventures, an Orlando, Florida-based crypto Ponzi scheme run by Chris Delgado, which originated as another Ponzi scheme called My Liquidity Partner, run by Verlin Sanchienko.
If you go to my website and search for My Liquidity Partners, you'll read the blog about that. It's breathtaking, the fact that they've just carried on a scam. I don't even believe it's really stopped, which is amazing. And some of our whistleblowers were telling us about Liquidity Partners way at the start, and it took a wee bit to get into that. So we've done a lot of research. We've probably spent a good 6 weeks on this with a big team of Avengers, and it's not just me here. I'm just like the man who drives the bus. And I'm also the guy that stands in front of the bus, if you haven't realised. So it is a bit nerve-wracking sometimes, but it's not my first rodeo, and I'm actually looking forward to it. I've got nothing to lose. What I documented about Goliath Ventures Orlando Ponzi scheme. So this is what I have found out so far. These are the facts, and this is what you want to. Possible returns of 4 to 8 monthly guaranteed. Guaranteed. They're guaranteeing that you put money, $100,000 in there, they're going to pay you $4,000 to $8,000 a month. Did you not hear what I said? Go get some of that money. It's just hanging on the trees. Multi-level recruitment structure. Now, they get backhanders. Now, I believe we haven't quite nutted this all out. I'll be honest. So this is a bit tricky, but we do know there is a reward for those people. Hey, Velvet, lovely to see you here. Haven't seen you for a wee while. Sorry, I've been busy working for a living. I've got a few $100,000 to save up for a court case now, but that's okay. It's just another few days' work. So we do. I do believe they actually, a lot of people leave their money in the platform and get a higher percentage if they recruit. But that's still multi-level marketing recruitment. And we've seen videos of them talking about how they set the company up so they don't get labelled multi-level marketing, which is very important. Right. Origins. I have to read this, sorry.
Origins tying it to an earlier Ponzi scheme that blew up, My Liquidity Partner, run by Filipino scammer Verlin Sanchienko.
Yeah, go research Verlin Sanchienko. I can't even say his last name. Why do people have
Verlin Sanchienko.
Sanchienko. Maybe I got it right. The independent audit, that wasn't independent. I mean, that's Matt Burke, who now the company that he was the founder of, called Black Block, not to be mistaken as Black Rock. This is another investment company. Notice the association. And also WebMD, which stands for Web Management Doctors Management, DM. Yeah, that's right. And there's also another company called Management MD, which does finance, but it's not related. They just pass off other people's names. But anyway, it was all merged, apparently, back into Goliath. And that means that their independent auditor, Matt Burke, who was actually a parish, and they had his photos taken off the website from the church he was in, but now I've noticed they put him back, and he's just an elder now, so we might have got disgraded. But so an independent audit. Now, apparently, they're doing an amazing audit at the moment, but they won't tell people who it's with, when it will be done, and I'd love to know exactly what it's going to achieve, because it's just bullshit. because their last independent audit that they claimed was independent claimed that they gave $100 million away in dividends in 2024. They also claim, because we've listened to the video because they accidentally left it on the internet and we found it, they claimed that they had 1,500 members or accounts. But the other day they claimed they had 1,000. So either the company's going backwards or they're just making up companies. But we do know we've got 100 people in our database of investors and also people who are promoting it. A lot of them are real estate agents as well, which is really interesting.
The dissolution in Florida of Goliath Ventures and Wyoming Reincorporation.
Yeah, dissolution in Florida. So everybody, those 1,000 or 1,500 people that had signed up to invest in Goliath Ventures Inc. would have to be re-signed. Otherwise, the company that you've got your contract with does not exist anymore. It doesn't matter if you rename the company. You can't start up a new company in Wyoming and carry on business. It doesn't work like that. This is why I'm going to have a field day. Because first thing I'm going to ask is, why is the company that's theoretically suing me closed down? Or are they suing me from the one in Wyoming? I must figure that out. I'll get more, the light will get brighter as we go. It is a fake lawsuit. That's exactly right, JB. All right, so investors will hit surprise fees. And this is what is really amazing. People are getting hit with surprised fees. And we've heard, which we can't say yet, but we've heard some amazing stories, how the hidden costs are now getting flung at the people that want to take their money out. And it's just scare tactics to keep the money in. And people are getting their money out. Don't be mistaken by that. But they're getting money out because the person on the up chain has a lot more money in. So it'll be like, we better shut him up. We give him his money back. But not everyone's getting their money back. And they're giving them these hidden fees.
Many key employees, including Chris Delgado, Nick Petrillo, and Dante Spitalieri, have been involved in serious criminal activity for years, with public dodge filings naming them.
Yeah, so we've got the filings of these guys and their criminal records. And this isn't small stuff. Christopher got fired from In-N-Out Burger for stealing Adele tickets. He was in the management team, apparently, and he thought the Adele tickets that he got given that he was meant to pass on. He said it. He's talked about this on his own videos. And then he spent all this time doing this new thing where just a few years ago, we've still got the adverts on Amazon 2024, and he's got teeth whiteners. He's selling teeth whitening equipment. Now he's a multi-millionaire, a philanthropist. Just gets
the independent investigation by a nameless firm, if it were real, the firm would be named.
Yeah, you'd be proud of it. Lloyd's of America or England are doing an audit on us. But no, it's a secret. No one can tell it. And no doubt they'll have one person delivering it and you won't be able to see it. I don't know if it ever exists. I believe it's bogus. We got a bogus email from somebody. It looked kind of official at saying that they were getting this amazing audit. It was just bullshit. We didn't even announce it out to you guys simply because it was so stupid that we couldn't believe it was real. If it was real, it was even worse. And we just thought it best not to mention it to, I think it was put out to discredit our investigation, to be honest.
The nameless insurer who supposedly protects all investors. If real, the insurer would be named and the policy number provided to validate.
Yeah, if you go buy a car and it has insurance on it, you get papers, don't you? So if you have got a contract, where does it tell you how the insurance works? What happens if something goes wrong? And if you haven't done it, go to their website and read their terms and conditions at the very bottom. Put them into ChatGPT and ask it questions. Does it cover me if I blah, blah, blah? Because in here, they're telling people that their investments are 100% guaranteed, but they don't name the insurance or the policy number. So who's allegedly, we think we might know, but we'll tell you in the upcoming videos.
As a result, I believe that Oliver Berman deserves to be disbarred, because I believe Oliver Berman is assisting Goliath Ventures in raising more funds from investors with this absurd lawsuit theatre.
Imagine being a lawyer and sending a lawsuit to a New Zealand journalist because he has made it so clear that Goliath Ventures Inc. is running a large-scale Ponzi scheme. What do you think that's going to do to his career or his representation? Now, we've stamped my name on this. We've literally contacted over 70 journalists from around the world. I've already been on Bloomberg with a documentary exposing Sam Lee, who was meant to be the instigator of a $1.9 billion scam. I've been on a 2-page spread in the printed edition of the New York Times about my quest to name and shame individuals who are running or promoting Ponzi schemes and scams. And they actually gave me the name, the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. So now you've got a lawyer who's out there representing a company that is plainer than the nose of my face running a scam. What's that going to do to his reputation? Or, I would love to ask him, is he involved? Is he an investor of this company? Who knows? But does he know they're running a scam? Does he not go around and ask his colleagues? I mean, what the hell are you doing, Oliver?
I also believe that Perlman, Bajandis, Yevely, and Albright should face sanctions for their unconscionable assistance to what is obviously a Ponzi scheme, stealing money from people with lies.
You're facilitating, you're like the getaway vehicle outside the bank when somebody's robbed it. That's what you're doing. So I don't know how you sleep at night. I mean, you're going after somebody who's got no money. So there's only one reason that you're throwing a lawsuit at Danny de Hek, and that's to shut me up. And, I'll fight this to the death. That's kind of what I do. And I think people who know me know that's true.
I believe strongly in the fundamental right to legal representation. Every person, regardless of the allegations against them, deserves competent legal counsel.
And I will certainly get it. In New Zealand, everyone's entitled to a fair trial. So if you can't afford to go up against these Goliaths, we get representation. Last time I had the best lawyers in New Zealand were so angry about the case and what was happening to me, they worked for legal aid. Now, my lawyers are $800 an hour. They took on the case using legal aid money, which only pays $200 an hour. We spent $36,600 on our legal fees. We got awarded cost, but the judge said that we spent a little bit too much time defending ourselves against a $3.85 million lawsuit, and we could have been a bit more economical. So they didn't award us all the money, but they did award us $27,500 towards our cost, and he wrote a scolding letter. So I literally pay $15 a week now for the lawsuit. It's capped at, I think, $5,000. And, I had no choice but to get legal aid because I don't have any money. But they weren't here to do justice. This Christopher de Hek, whatever his name is, Christopher isn't here trying to get justice. The only thing he's trying to do is a gag rat, and he's just trying to shut me up. But he should shut me up by answering my questions and show us the liquidity pool, show us the smart contracts, what blockchain are you doing all this activity on, the crypto mining that you do. I did this morning, but you come here and you go to the homepage. They've also taken the button off the website where you can log in and check your dividends. So you can't actually log in unless you know the address to log in, which I forget what it is, but I think it was it come up when you do that? Yeah, it is. So if you want to find out if anyone, I think I want to go here again. So that's it there. So this button here, you can't actually get to the screen. And if you want to find out who's invested, this is really great security. But let's say we've put people we know email address in here, and you put it in like this and you click continue, and it will come back 00 because it's just sent Chris a text. And that's how we know. But that address that you see there, I think I might have to bookmark that for next time because I might lose it one day. I think, what was that address? So we're going down to websites, utilities. I don't know where to put it. Where did I put it last time? Blockchain, archive. No. Intel. There it is. Goliath Ventures. So remember, next time I'm looking for that, I'll just put login. Right. That's great. So next time I'll be able to go to Intel, Goliath Ventures, and click login, and I'll get straight here. So it's quite good. But you can do it with anybody. It's been quite a goodie. But a wee while ago, that was actually on the top right-hand side. Oh, my browser just crashed. Did it? It didn't. It did. Interesting. Oh, 1 minute, please, caller. I think my browser just crashed. How inconsiderate. Okay. All right, so I'll bring it back over here. Dum, dum, dum. Oh, did I? No, my browser just crashed. We'll need to do a little bit of fixing on that in a second. 1 minute, please, caller. All right, so let's my browser crashed, but I'm using another browser, so that's not my. Oh, I know what I might have done. Oh no, I didn't. All right, hold it. 1 minute, please, caller. Oh, it's come back. Well, there you go. Well, it hasn't come back, but anyway, different story. So we'll go down to, where did we get up to? Right, possible month. Yeah, so we've got this company. All right, I think we're up to about here. Sorry about that, guys, but you get the idea. Let's have a listen.
I believe strongly in the fundamental right to legal representation. Every person, regardless of the allegations against them, deserves competent legal counsel.
I think I did read that.
This is a cornerstone of any functional justice system. Even those accused of running Ponzi schemes deserve attorneys who will zealously advocate within the bounds of law and ethics. But what Oliver Berman and his firm Perlman, Bajandis, Yeverly, and Albright appear to be doing goes well beyond that. This showcases what I believe is putting money over morals and seeking to profit from tainted funds stolen from victims of a large-scale financial fraud.
Yes, I've got a lot of the charities that we've written out to, and they are actually, they need the money that they've been given, and they might have even spent it. But technically speaking, all the money that Christopher's been given out to people like it's lolly water will get clawed back. So if these lawyers are feeding off Christopher, thinking this is a good job, and then they find out that he gets locked up, which he will do in a few weeks, then they will have their money clawed back, I assume, because they how can you not know? How can you take on this client? Because I know of another lawyer who wanted to see the books, and he wouldn't show them. So if you are the lawyer and you have taken on this case, and Christopher's telling you that he's as good as gold, before you get yourself in a predicament, why don't you ask to see the books?
The case was filed in Florida, even though I live and work in New Zealand. The Goliath Ventures Ponzi scheme complaint claims I have minimum contacts with Florida simply because I post online about a company seemingly based there. This is weird jurisdictionally speaking, whether a Florida court can assert authority over a foreign journalist reporting on a matter of global public interest.
I don't think so. But anyway, let's go down this track anyway. Might not be able to visit America, but I'd like you to see to shut me up.
I intend to defend my position vigorously. I will continue to publish factual, well-sourced information about Goliath Ventures and Christopher Delgado.
I will. You won't stop me.
I know that companies raising hundreds of millions from the public must be SEC-registered, money transmission requires licenses, audits must be independent, and guaranteed high return signal fraud.
Yeah. I mean, the writing's on the wall. Show me your licenses for transmitting money. KYC details. They don't do that. Somebody asked what KYC details were to somebody the other day, and they didn't know what it meant. The other one that's really interesting is money laundering. I mean, if you're handling large amounts of money from one entity to the other, then you need to make sure that you have all your AML stuff correct. Crazy. Anyway, last paragraph.
There's no two ways to look at this. Goliath Ventures is without a doubt a Ponzi scheme, and it is being investigated by 6 different US law enforcement authorities and will soon be shut down.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And honestly, I'm in touch with all of them. This, and which is fantastic. And I'm really proud of my Avengers, the contacts, the leads, the network. I used to own a business networking company. I know how to network. I know how to ask people. You won't get me rushing into the White House and put my arm around Donald Trump or Kalpesh Patel to, get photos, selfies. That's not how I roll. That's not what I do. Look, I want to go through the previously in the series on Goliath Ventures. The first blog that we actually did, we actually showed people the contracts. So you can go there on this blog that you're looking at now. You'll see the description in the video. If you go into the More button, it drops down and there's a description in the video and it links off to this blog. In this blog, we have the whole series of blogs listed. So first thing we did is we looked at their contracts. They spoke for themselves. They talked about, blog number 2, we talked about the illusion of, what did we do? The smoke and mirrors. Yes, this is how they were meant to be the independent audits, but they weren't. Then they gave us our first letter, basically saying that we were trying to run a smear campaign against them and how we were just jealous. That's really good. Then next minute we found out that the bookkeeper did a vanishing act. She was registered in Philando as well. And then her company was shut down a day before, September the 2nd. And then we thought that was strange. And then Christopher shut down his company on December the 3rd. And we thought that was strange. And then both those people started up their own company. And we found out that Nadia Bring Us some money. Nadia Bring Us was actually an integral part. And she actually works for Samuel. It's a long story. But yeah, so that was what we thought with, wow, the bookkeeper's shutting down. They're trying to close the paper trail down. But they instead moved it to a state where they're a lot more slack when it comes to the legalities. But as I said earlier on, if you shut a company down, you're also meant to recontract everyone as well. Now, they haven't done that. That basically means your contract's worthless. Ask the lawyer. Fake audits, we talked about that. We've mentioned that again. Pull your money out while you can. We're pleading with people to take your money off. Don't sit here thinking that you're safe. And you'll just wait to see what happens, because every day I get paid, because that money is going to scream to a halt. We believe they've run out of money anyway, so get your money out if you can and prove us wrong. Missing FinCENT registrations. We found out that there's no registrations. There's no licenses to handle money. No one has got any licenses. So they're just freeballing the money around. And then if you have taken that money, we talked about the collapse and clawbacks. So if you have taken that money and you think you're going to be pretty, we did episode number 7. We talked about that. The security questions, like basically because they haven't ticked every box and crossed every I by a long shot, they are running an unregistered security, which means that your contracts are basically not even legal. They won't stand up in a courtroom. You've got to do your own diligence. It's like, if I can write a contract on a piece of paper, it could be legal, but go and find out whether your contracts are legal, because the claims they've made or the things they said aren't true. What a real fund looks like. So we're trying to help people by showing them that if this was a genuine company, they'd have a board of directors. They'd have, instead of hiring a security guard, you'd have a cybersecurity guard. Someone who looks after all the crypto investments, and, you'd have a security, you'd have a detail. Where is their offices? Where's the people that run this company operate from? Where does Chris work from? Does everyone work at home? Do they have their doggies under their desk sleeping as they work from home, as they run this multi-million-dollar company that's taken millions of dollars of investors? How does this company operate? So we did, what a real investment company would look like. We did a blog about that. Stolen money, gifts, and uneconomical, everything they're doing is just stupid. Unusual. What have we got here? Yeah. Who's still profiting from Goliath Ventures? Where's he spending his money? We talked about some of the the restaurants and some of the people that may be benefiting, maybe the real estate agents, because he's meant to have bought another house the other day. And then we showed the photos of the FBI director with Christopher. I can never get that name right. I can never hear it.
Ron DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis and Andrew Tate connections. So 10 days prior, Andrew Tate and another guy that's heavily involved in this is Tomo. Here's Tomo on a cruise, well, on a luxury yacht, 3 of them, with 50 men who are in a secret business club that you have to join. Here they are on these yachts. And the next minute, we've got a photo of Tomo, who's met Eric Trump. So it was like one day he's with government, and the next day he's with gangsters. It's just ridiculous. And this blog that you're looking at now is I just got sued for telling the truth, and that is blog number 12. So here's my disclaimer. Not that I'm basically telling you guys that we don't do any illegal activities with our research. Basically, everything that we use and find and put together for our blogs or our videos is publicly available. We use archive web pages, corporate filings, domain name data, social media activity, and open blockchain transactions. No private data, hacking, or unlawful access methods are used ever. OSINT, which is open source intelligence, is a powerful and ethical tool for exposing scams without violating privacy laws. So we get quite a few reports, stuff reported claiming privacy. We have addressed everything, and we know what we're doing when we publish people's names. I'm not allowed to tell people where you live. I'm not allowed to dox people, even though I've been accused of that. It's not what we do. We just use publicly available information. For example, if I have your phone number, I would have got that off the internet. I haven't hacked people's phones or people's, wallets or whatever to find phone numbers. Now, if you don't know much about me, you're going to hear a lot more about me soon. But I have been in a Bloomberg documentary. Funny enough, they actually set this video to private the other day. I've got to update that. That's a bit of a pain. Because one of the scammers complained about something, and it was just quicker to set the video to private. And now Bloomberg's republished that video, so I must update that one. I've been in news.com.au, which is the biggest news media in Australia, Opal India, The Press, which is our local newspaper, The Guardian Australian. I've helped with about 14 big articles in there about Hyperverse and Sam Lee and the like, ABC News in Australia, and the New York Times, Radio New Zealand, and Otago Daily Times. So that's what I do, and that's who I am. But if you've heard the rumour that I've been served, it is correct. We've that's what we've done. So we are now basically having a bit of a fight of our lifetime. If you want to support me in what I do, you can do so by clicking support me, and you can go to Ko-Fi, and you can literally join as a member. That's really beneficial for me. See how I generate my income, or not my income, but some of it, is I ask people to help fund me to do scam investigations. So basically, I'm 64% to my goal to actually do 10 scam investigations. And I was asked to have a look into Goliath Ventures, and that's exactly what I've done. And now you can see what happens if you investigate these scams and find out there are scams. They come after you and they try to silence you because they can't handle the truth. That's me. I'm going to work tomorrow, but I just wanted to get an update out to people who asked me, have we got any updates? That's the update. They're now suing me. and I need your support, not just financially, but I want to get through this together. So thank you to everyone that's been here. And there is another video that I dropped about 5 minutes before I went live. So just go to my YouTube channel, have a look at that video and enjoy that. And please hit the thumbs up and get these videos out. We want to stop these bad people. Bad boys, who are you going to call the crypto Ponzi scheme avenger? See you in the next video. Thanks, guys.